Hello friends, how are you all? So let us continue international economics. This is the sixth video of this particular lesson. And in this particular video, finally, we are going to see how our Reserve Bank of India calculates the nominal effective exchange rate and the real effective exchange rates, right? So they are known as NEER and REER. Friends, this lesson is important, okay, and you have to pay very high attention in this particular lesson, because until now we have seen that the definition of exchange rate was in such a way that an increase in exchange rate it meant the depreciation of rupee. Okay, it meant depreciation of rupee. This is the theoretical and literature definition of exchange rate, and also what the layman looks at. This we have discussed in the previous 2-3 videos. But this video is important because in India, what happens is actually the RBI uses the reverse definition. Okay, RBI definition is actually reverse. So as per RBI, an increase in exchange rate, okay, increase in exchange rate, it can be any exchange rate, it can be nominal, real, or NEER or REER. So an increase in exchange rate actually means an appreciation of our local currency, and that is just because the way we define exchange rate. Okay, so that is the very important thing, because in UPSC prelims exam also once or twice such kind of questions have come and people become very confused because of it. But the only thing is in India we use the reverse definition and not the definition that is usually used in the literature and also used by the common man. So basically that is the reason why we will look how REER and NEER are actually calculated. So let us look at that. So NEER is basically the weighted average of bilateral nominal exchange rates of home currency in terms of foreign currencies. This we actually already know that what is a NEER. NEER is nothing but the weighted average of all the nominal exchange rates of India vis-a-vis our trading partners, right, other foreign countries. And REER is the weighted average of bilateral real exchange rate. So this is the weighted average of nominal exchange rate, this is the weighted average of real exchange rate. Or in other words, since real exchange rate is basically nominal exchange rate adjusted for price, right, adjusted for price. So we can also say that REER is also the weighted average of nominal exchange rate adjusted for price differential between domestic and foreign countries. So it is one and the same thing. So either you say that REER is the weighted average of real exchange rate or weighted average of nominal exchange rate adjusted for price differential, right? Because nominal exchange rate adjusted for price differential is nothing but real exchange rate, RER. So these are the this is something we have already studied, right? This is a conceptual thing. Now in India, what happens? So basically RBI constructs two series of NEER and REER. Okay, so in one series, the RBI looks at the 6 countries, okay, the top 6 countries with which we are trading. Initially it was 5 countries up to 2005, but after 2005 it became a 6-country index. Okay, so now we are looking at the 6 trading partners. And another index which looks at the 40 countries. Okay, it is a 40 country index. Initially up to 2021 it was 36 countries, but only in the last year in 2021 RBI added 4 more countries, and now it is a 40 country index. Okay, and basically so we look at 2 series of indexes, okay, indices. One is a 6 country, another one is a 40 country. So, and the base year for, see, whenever there is a index, I have been repeatedly telling you this, whenever there is an index there is always a base year. Okay, base year meaning we for example, if we calculate NEER, okay, if we calculate NEER for the base year, we equate that NEER to 100, and then later on with respect to this 100 we look at the movement. For example, in 2015-16, which is the base year, okay, our base year is 2015-16, if the nominal effective exchange rate is equated to 100, and then in suppose in 2016-17 it becomes 102, it means that our currency has appreciated by 2%. Okay, see here an increase means appreciation. You have to just keep this in mind, not a depreciation. Increase means an appreciation. So what is the methodology? We will not go into the mathematics because it is very technical and very complicated mathematics. So basically it is a weighted geometric average of nominal exchange rate. We don't have to go into the detail what is the meaning of geometric average or what is the meaning of arithmetic average. Okay, so we don't have to go into these details. We just have to keep in mind that it is a weighted average of nominal exchange rate. Okay, and the nominal exchange rate here is defined as nominal exchange rate with respect to country I. Okay, for example, I is USA. Okay, so nominal exchange rate of India with USA is defined as E by EI. Now what is this small e? Okay, see, normally what we have seen, nominal exchange rate means what? Nominal exchange rate means what? How many rupees for $1? For $1. This is the nominal exchange rate definition we have been using until now. This was the layman's definition. So for example, if it is 80 rupees per dollar, so 80 per dollar is our exchange rate. That is a nominal exchange rate. But here the nominal exchange rate is defined as E upon EI. And this definition is important just to understand why in India we use the reverse definition. Okay, why the reverse definition of exchange rate is used in India, that is because of this only, this definition. So what is E? Let us understand. So the E which is in the numerator is basically the exchange rate of rupee against SDR. Okay, so we look at the value of rupee against the international reserve asset, which is the SDR, because the value of SDR is considered to be stable. Okay, because we have to look at the nominal exchange rates of India with respect to so many our different trading partners. For example, we have to look at nominal exchange rate of India with USA, with UK, with Japan, with Singapore, with Australia, with France. So what basis we will look, right? Because those countries' exchange rates are also fluctuating with respect to US dollar. Those exchange rates are also fluctuating with respect to each other. So there is some, so the measurement of nominal exchange rate of all the countries, when we look at them, it is not accurate. That is the reason why we have to look at the exchange rate of every currency with respect to SDR, because SDR is the international reserve and it has a almost stable value, and therefore we look at the exchange rate of rupee with respect to SDR and also exchange rate of the foreign currency I with respect to SDR. For example, this is USA. So exchange rate of US dollar against SDR. Okay. So in numerator, we have exchange rate of rupee against SDR. In denominator, we have exchange rate of dollar against SDR. Okay. Now see, E is defined as SDR per rupee. So how many SDRs for 1 rupee? That is E. And EI is how many SDRs per foreign currency, say dollar. So how many SDR per dollar? So that is how we define this. That is how the RBI defines it. Okay, this is the RBI's definition. Now therefore, if we do the simple mathematics, E divided by EI, which is our nominal exchange rate, this one, see, E upon EI. So E is what? It is SDR per rupee. How many SDRs per rupee divided by SDRs per dollar. Okay, SDR per dollar. So if we do some simple mathematics here, okay, SDR gets cancelled. This dollar will go into numerator and this rupee will come into denominator, because see, it is essentially like this: A divided by B divided by C divided by D. Okay, so here A and C are same, SDR. So A and C gets cancelled. Now this D is in the numerator, is in the denominator of the denominator, so it becomes the numerator. So it becomes D, and B is in the denominator of numerator, so it becomes the denominator. So B upon D. So that is D upon B. That is how it happens. So basically here dollar will go in the numerator, rupee will come in the denominator. This is a simple class 6th mathematics. Okay, it is not very difficult. Therefore, you look at this. What then becomes the definition of nominal exchange rate? Our nominal exchange rate becomes E upon EI is equal to dollar per rupee. See, this is the reverse definition. Until now, we have seen nominal exchange rate as rupees per dollar. But here, because of the way we define exchange rate, the definition becomes reverse: dollar per rupee. Okay, how many dollar per rupee? For example, it is $0.02 per rupee. Okay, or 2 cents per rupee. So this is how the definition now becomes. This is not a layman's definition, but RBI uses this definition only. And that is the reason why whenever it is an increase in E or this entire ratio E upon EI, it means appreciation of rupee. Why it will be appreciation of rupee? Because see, if E upon EI increases, it means that dollar upon rupee increases, right? Dollar upon rupee is increasing. Dollar upon rupee increasing means what? Initially, for example, if $0.02 per rupee was the exchange rate, now if it increase means if it becomes $0.03 per rupee, it means that now more dollars have to be paid for 1 rupee, right? Initially only you paid 2 cents for 1 rupee, but now you are paying 3 cents for 1 rupee. So our rupee has appreciated, our rupee's value has gone up. So see, this is the second definition of exchange rate which we have seen in lesson number 12b. In lesson number 12b, I had initially told you that there are two definitions of exchange rate, nominal exchange rate. So this is the second definition of exchange rate which is used by RBI in our country, and that is the reason why, please keep this in mind, increase in E or increase in E upon EI means nominal exchange rate in our country means an appreciation of rupee. Similarly, decrease in nominal exchange rate is depreciation. So it is a very simple, you just remember DD, okay, decrease depreciation, increase appreciation, like that. Same definition will apply to real exchange rate also. So in real exchange rate also, an increase means real appreciation, decrease means real depreciation. And if our real exchange rates are getting appreciated, it means our trade competitiveness is decreasing. Why? Because see, real appreciation means what? Again and again I am telling you, real appreciation means that Indian goods are costlier than foreign goods, okay, are getting costlier than foreign goods. So if Indian goods are costlier than foreign goods, it means our goods will not be sold in the international markets, and therefore our trade competitiveness will decrease. Okay, real appreciation meaning our Indian goods are more expensive as compared to foreign goods, or the price of our domestic goods are increasing at a higher rate than the price of the foreign goods. So this is the real appreciation. Always keep this in mind whenever the domestic currency appreciates or the domestic real appreciation is happening, our trade competitiveness is decreasing. Okay, appreciation means decrease in competitiveness, because our currency is getting costlier. People cannot afford to buy our things because our currency is costlier. Now when we talk about the price index in RER, we have already seen, right? The RER was defined as, right, EPF upon P, right? So basically we had already seen this definition. So here there was a price index used. Now this price index used by RBI while constructing the RER index. So they used a WPI for India and CPI for other foreign countries. Okay, so this is again extra information. You don't really need to remember this, but just for your extra information I'm telling you. Now as I have told you, okay, we'll discuss about the 6 country indexes. So basically the RER and NER, as I have told you, we construct 2 indices for this. One is a 6 country, another one is 40 country. Okay, so this 40 country, we don't need to look at the name of these 40 countries, but we can certainly look at the names of 6 countries. So what are these 6 countries? So okay, these 6 countries are basically one is Europe. Okay, so Europe also, that is because of France. Okay, because the currency of France is euro. So France is our major trading partner, then USA, okay, then China, UK, Hong Kong, okay, and Japan. So these are the 6 countries which are present in our 6 country index. Okay, in our 6 country index. And what is the weights given to them? The weights which are given to them is that euro is given the maximum weight, then dollar, then Chinese renminbi, then UK pound, then Hong Kong dollar, then Japanese yen. Okay, so this is the decreasing order of weight. Okay, so highest weight is given to euro and lowest weight is given to Japanese yen. Now the 6 country index is the trade weighted index. Okay, so we look at, so these weights are given depending upon the total trade with that country. Okay, total trade meaning exports plus imports. Okay, so we look at the total exports plus imports, and whatever, for example, if France if France accounts for our total 30% of our foreign trade. Okay, so our exports plus imports from France is 30% of our total trade. So 30% weight will be given to France. Okay, if USA accounts for say 25% of our total rate, so here 25% weight will be assigned to USA, like that. So this is the trade weighted. Okay, we look at the total trade with those countries, exports plus imports. Whereas in the 40 country index, we construct both trade weighted, which is exports plus imports, as well as only the exports weighted. Okay, only the exports weighted also we see. So in this, we assign weights by looking at only the exports. So how much India is exporting to those countries. Okay, how much is India exporting to those countries. So 40 country, there are two indices. One is trade weighted, another one is export weighted. But in 6 country, it is only trade weighted. Okay, so just for your information. Now let us look at the meanings. Okay, these are some basic terminology. Let us understand the meanings of them. So, okay, appreciation. What is the meaning of appreciation? Appreciation means an increase in value of rupees vis-a-vis foreign country. Okay, appreciate होना मतलब क्या है, हमारी वैल्यू बढ़ना. Okay, हमारी वैल्यू इंक्रीज होना. So हमारी वैल्यू इंक्रीज होना मीन्स रुपी की वैल्यू इंक्रीज होना. So increase in value of rupee against foreign currency is known as appreciation. For example, initially if $1 is equal to 50 rupees, now $1 is equal to 45 rupees. So it means rupee has appreciated, because now you have to pay only 45 rupees for $1. Previously you were paying 50 rupees for $1. So value of rupee has increased. That means rupee has appreciated. Similarly, real appreciation means what? Real appreciation means cost of Indian goods increased vis-a-vis foreign goods. Okay, our goods have become more expensive than against the foreign goods. For example, initially if one could get one sandwich in USA by exchanging 3 sandwiches of India. Okay, just a simple example. I'll give you a simple example. For example, if cost of one sandwich in India is rupees 25, okay, and cost of one sandwich in USA is $1, okay, and $1 is equal to 75 rupees. That means in USA the price of sandwich is 75 rupees. If it is $1, right, it is 75 rupees. So you can exchange you can get 3 Indian sandwiches in the same money as you can get one US sandwich. Okay, so you can exchange one sandwich of USA with 3 sandwiches of India. Okay, now for example, one can get one sandwich in USA by exchanging only 2 sandwiches. For example, now if okay, $1 becomes 50 rupees only. Okay, if $1 becomes 50 rupees only. So now what will be the price of sandwich in USA in terms of rupees? It will be 50 rupees. So now you see real appreciation. So now 25 rupees price in India, 50 rupees price in USA. So you can exchange, you can get 2 Indian sandwiches with one American sandwich. So now the relative price has changed, right? So this is the real appreciation. So real appreciation, just keep in mind that you know how much of the local goods you can exchange for foreign goods. Okay, that is what is a real appreciation. So if you can get like more foreign goods with the same amount of real goods, with the same amount of if you can get more foreign goods with the same amount of domestic goods, that means our real currency has appreciated. Depreciation is exactly vice versa, right? Depreciation means what? That you know the value of rupee has decreased with respect to the foreign currency. So that is depreciation. Now there is another 2 terms which is known as devaluation and revaluation. So devaluation is a deliberate policy to lower the value of one's currency. Okay, it is a deliberate depreciation. So depreciation, appreciation and depreciation happens because of the market forces. Okay, it is an automatic process. There is no policy to do it. But whenever RBI intervenes in the market and deliberately it is depreciating its currency to increase the trade competitiveness, right? To increase the trade competitiveness, it is known as devaluation. Okay, जैसे for example, if $1 was equal to 50 rupees, now RBI deliberately says in the fixed exchange rate regime that no, $1 will be equal to 55 rupees. So our currency has actually depreciated, but this is a policy measure. RBI is deliberately doing it. So it is known as devaluation. So it is a deliberate depreciation. Similarly, revaluation is deliberate appreciation. Okay, it is a deliberate policy to enhance the value of one's currency. Usually countries don't do this because you know it will decrease the trade competitiveness, usually the countries go into devaluation of their currency to increase their trade competitiveness. So this is how this is about the nominal effective exchange rate and real effective exchange rate, how they are calculated, what is the export weighted, trade weighted, right, and meaning of some terminologies. I hope it is clear to you now about the exchange rates. Okay, in the next video we'll continue with this international economics only, but we'll start a new topic. Thank you.